up their base.
Yeah, usually on Orinoco you host as Nourish 40, and then you have 15 minutes to build your front base. So here to make it a little bit faster because it's too long to cast otherwise. It's Nourish 30, and you fight at you fight at 45, which is 15 minutes or so to build the front base. But 10 less minutes of booming means, of course, that we need to wait 10 less minutes during the cast at first, and then also that the fights will be probably done a bit faster because they have less resources.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wow. One of the players should go later and chop all this wood. The
Chop it with the
resources.
settler wagons. Joking.
Nah. Um, so here in the color red we have Bear 10 playing Spain versus Queen of War in the color blue, and she's playing France on this great Orinoco map. It's sadly not the standard river here. It's just because it has much more, how should I say, the graphics of the
Yeah, yeah.
sand and everything.
The sand and the water and everything makes and the effects on the water make it bug a bit more when you fight, and so that's why they decided to replace it with some land, I guess. And it doesn't matter anyway because when you record the game, you can always build on the river of Orinoco, so it doesn't matter if it's land or not.
Exactly, you can build anyway.
I have a quick question. Can you take treasures on the other side of the map?
Well, in my opinion, no, because it's a standard rule on Orinoco.
Yeah, but I'm not asking your opinion. I mean, in the rules.
In the rules, it's not written down, so basically you can go over the river and taking these nice treasures. But I think most of the players are known about this rule, and they will not do it. So we see for France already we have the market, and for Spain he's still shopping wood to get the market as soon as possible. We have also fixed resources. We have much more food now on Orinoco. We have also 5 coin mines really close to your base. And what is really important on Orinoco, that's why it's Nourish 30, we have 2 pieces on both sides who are in range of TC, who the boss players can take. And we have the Mayas here and here.
Yeah. So balanced nats. But yeah, I would like actually one player to go on the other side and steal some treasures. Because it is allowed. But yeah, on the standard Orinoco, people say it's not allowed. Even if it is allowed in Nourish 40, I don't really get the logic. But yeah, you're not even allowed to send one unit on the other side to scout, I think. I think on Orinoco the only way to scout the other side usually is with spyglasses. Like they sometimes scout a lot with spyglasses, but no native scout, nothing on the other side.
Yes, exactly. So Bera also have now his market and getting some hunting dogs.
Boss players shipping the trigger first, which is normal. And now we have Ecosiori following from Spain, and the French one is gonna soon come in.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I think the wood trickle is more interesting than the coin trickle. Just because in H1 you don't need coin, and I think it's more interesting to have a wood trickle and be able to build whatever you want with it.
Look, 250 wood.
Food.
Food.
Yes,
Wow.
this is pretty lame. I think you can basically age up with one less villager when you get this kind of treasure.
Yeah, but Bera also have here a really, really nice treasure.
Oh,
We
wow.
already
This is
crackshot boss, and it's 235 coin. But Queen also have here on the other hand 135 coin.
Wow. 235 coin is a better treasure than 250 food. But with the 135 on top, Queen definitely got the advantage there.
And here we see a really, really standard deck. You see, this is also working then on the Mayas.
Yes,
Nice.
it works on the Mayas. It works on every melee infantry unit. I am pretty sure it works even on dog, like the Spanish dog. Can you? I'm just curious about this. Can you show what it says for this melee card here. Hand infantry, can you go on the Spanish dog? We anyway don't have much more to do. And just hover on his picture. Hand infantry. So this card increases the attack of the Spanish dogs by 15%.
Oh wow, this is really a lot. Oh, this back carding, this was really not good.
Yeah. Just says they don't need to agree on anything. In my opinion, it needs to be clear that they shouldn't agree. I mean, if they want, they can agree, but if they don't want, they don't have to. But this wood in the middle is, should it respawn there? Because
yeah, it's fine. It should really spawn. I mean, on Andes you have also the wood what you need to cut to make a proper front base and everything. So
yeah, but on Orinoco you don't.
well, it's half map, and you see, like, to be honest, even here you can see here should be half map, and one should be able to cut this, and Beere also to this. And I need to say that Beere have here on the other hand here not so much wood, while Queen have here also wood. And
Yeah,
here also.
they both need to anyway just chop a ton of wood, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's
wait.
no other way.
Another treasure for Queen of War, what is this?
It's
Wow,
100
but it's so good. Like 135 coin and 350 food. It's just a ton.
And it's pretty smart that she also bring her scout to.
Yeah, well,
Right.
she has nothing else to do with it, right? So,
No.
like we can check the fog of. Oh well, she could actually be scouting on top because
Yeah,
there is
because
a
here
treasure
is
here.
this 135 coin treasure.
Yeah, on the other hand, Barrett did a good job at scouting all his half. And I don't know, there could be a gold mine or a hunt. I think on this treaty patch Orinoco, there is no resources spawning on top of your base, right? I always see the gold mines
No,
and the
it's
food in the
always
middle.
Spawn here in the middle. It's a really fixed map, I need to say,
Yeah.
because it's so on RE really unbalanced. I mean, in 1v1 sometimes you spawn only with 3 hunts, and it's not enough to go for H5.
Okay, I have a question now. How many villagers should France usually age up with? Is it 16?
You can do 15, but you can also do 16. But on Orinoco, with all these treasures, you can definitely go 15.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. It looks like she's just floating too many resources now.
Yeah, she is floating a lot of resources. Why instead she could have been aging up. Or when you see that you're floating so much resources, you take the 2-piece and make the upgrades that you see so cheaper.
Yeah, because look, she already got 400 wood. I mean, she still get 400 wood age up, so she's gonna definitely get too much wood. And I mean, she could have aged up one year faster or then get the 2P. Yes, this is true. Would be super interesting to just get this 2P and get less wood for your TCs. I don't know exactly how much it changes. 20%, so it's 120 wood per town center you save. So 240 wood, so it already pays off for building the TP. Then the upgrade doesn't pay off, but it will pay off when you start building mills and plantations very quickly. Even when you make houses, when you make I don't know, whatever, it will always pay off. I think with this amount of resources she's floating now, she should have got this native post, you're right. Would have been really interesting. The other two upgrades are not interesting early on. This is interesting to boost your archers, so I guess it's gonna be only 2 piece for France. Even for Spain there's no archers anyway. And this, well, it's just kind of overpowered. You can train some cougars. Both players dropping a TC, kind of in the same spot next to Hans and Gold Mines.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit busy because this games was not clearly skilled, and it was just in time, and we have in like 1 hour and 10 minutes Comet K alias Black Sword versus Gichtenlord.
110. Well, there's still like 35 minutes of booming, so it's still 35 minutes of fighting. So if they don't take more than 35 minutes of fighting, which is quite a lot, it should be fine. We will see.
Yeah. Yeah, I really hope so. So I'm a little bit busy with planning at the same time.
Yeah, if we could delay for half an hour, it would probably be enough. To be honest, don't need more. I think, unless it's a very long game, this would be bad luck.
So yeah, both players are going with TCs. I'm not quite sure. Well, it's close to a coin mine and close to a hunt. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, the resources on this kind of map, they're spawning so close to each other, so it's really fine. In which kind, as long as you build them here in front and close to the resources, it's always fine.
This map has so close resources. Like if you herd a little bit, you should be able to bring basically all the hunts in one spot. I think, like you could herd them all to the same spot. They're so close, and the gold mines are also pretty close. You can't herd gold mines, unfortunately, but they're still close enough.
This would be lame. So yeah, this game, by the way, who do you think will win, Spain or France?
Well, I don't know how good they play Spain and France, because it's what's gonna matter the most, to be honest. It's how good they play. But on this map, well, I think
with the Maya.
Wait, there's Maya trading post. I guess it's good for Spain then.
Yeah, I think it's better for Spain on this map, but also I want to point out that France is just strong still, even with the nerf. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, and in this kind of choke, you like to have a lot of artillery and range units, and Spain has very good artillery and very good range units just because of unction. But they also like to make a lot of melee units. Like they don't really have upgrades on their skirms. When you think about it, their best units are rods and lancers. Basically, it's the units with all grades, or hussars at least. But France, on the other hand, got a lot of upgrades for the skirms, and they also got an artillery card, I guess. Oh wait, what? I know, it was changed on patch, right? It works only on falconets, this card in H4.
Yeah, exactly.
So never mind.
This is right. And Queen is taking here the 135 coin treasure.
Edging to H4 already.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Bere took already the trading post here. I hope he's not going so fast for the tech. Because on this Ori map you have so much food.
I think if you don't take it before your TCs, you shouldn't take it at all until before your plantation in Mears.
Yeah, exactly. Because
it can pay off if you take it before TCs. This is mostly where you're gonna chop wood and spend your wood. But if you don't, or otherwise you don't really spend so much wood, right?
Yeah, you
couple
don't.
Houses and that's it.
You don't spend so much wood.
So I'm not sure about taking this trading post there.
Yeah, I think you should take it after you arrive to H5. It's much better then.
Or then before your TCs. If you, for some reason, you get really good treasure like Queen of War and you end up having too many resources, you should probably take it. But it's anyway better probably to edge up with one less villager and never take this TP. In fact,
yeah,
anyway,
he's making now the upgrade that your buildings are cheaper.
Yes, is in my opinion it just doesn't make sense because he doesn't even have wood to make buildings anyway. He's not going to make buildings. He got one villa on wood and it's probably just a miss macro. So I'm not sure why you would do that. Queen of War is going maybe for the trading post soon, but she has a wood trigger that gives anyway wood for free, so she can take this this native post. Sorry. Or maybe she will need to make a house soon. I guess she needs a house before.
Yeah, it's not really worth to take it so early on. But yeah, she's dropping a house. I see there was dropping.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Well, I would like her now to build her factories and set them on wood. and get this TP up and not research the upgrade until she's H5, but directly when H5 gets the upgrade or soon after. Anyway, early enough that it's before mills and plantations. For sure, you want this upgrade before building mills and plantations. Because it's just so much wood you invest in this, it's really worth getting the upgrade.
Yeah, I hope that she's switching as soon as possible to wood her factories.
Yes. And getting the wood upgrade.
Exactly. So both players have the native scout here on half map. Both are waiting. Who will chop the wood on this river side?
So now we see how good is this Imperial time from Queen of War?
This is pretty good.
It's gonna be 16 minutes and 10 seconds or something. You think this is a good age of time? Okay.
Yeah, it is a good age of time. Bere could be aging up already, to be honest. He's a bit slow.
Yeah, I think Spain is pretty fast also to age up, and it's still a bit late, yeah.
And now she took this trading post, so I hope she have in time the Tupi forest burning and can then make her capital cheaper. Oh yeah, there we go. She decided to delete this house, wherever, because the CDB seems like stucking.
That's really weird now. And yeah, well, no, there's not gonna be so much to say anymore. She got the upgrade, yeah, she did. They both have the 2P upgrade now, and they, well,
Yeah.
she's starting to chop a lot of wood, and she has all the wood upgrades.
This is pretty smart, and also that she bring her CDBs here to clean up this wood, that she can make her front base properly. And also Bere is bringing his villagers here. I'm pretty sure these villagers from Schutz. They will also go here on this wood and here on this wood. So yeah, I think also Bere is now aging up to H5. We will see soon that Spain is making plantations and mills, and France will go a lot of mills for it, and some plantations that she can later switch to them. I think we can do a break.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, see you in maybe
15, 20
you
minutes.
wanna check when they build their front base?
Yeah, in around 15 minutes we are back.
Okay.
Are you ready? Yes. Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this round of 32 game in the Chameleon 1v1 Time to Treat It tournament. Queen of War vs Bear 10 on this great map Orinoco, and it's 1-1 for both players. So we have Spain versus France.
Yeah, there's still 10 minutes to go. What are we gonna say? Yeah, they're gonna build walls and front base. So this is a Maya, the other trading post.
Yes.
Gives a boost to your mills and plantations maybe, or is it just mills?
Yes, it's just mills.
Mills, but it gives also 20% HP on your melee units.
Exactly.
All melee units, which is actually also gonna upgrade the Spanish dog, so the dog is gonna be actually pretty scary at this point. I hope he will make them.
Yeah.
And it will upgrade any other melee infantry, so the Mayas, the Roderos, for example. It's a pretty good tech for some civilizations, like if you're Germany and you make dubs, or Spain and rods, for example, it's just interesting.
So, and wow, this is really risky. Queen of War make only one war. I'm not sure. I've never seen her playing Orinoco, I need to say.
She's actually very aggressive there.
Hmm.
Like her buildings are so close to half map, and only one layer in front of the buildings. She does play it kind of safe though, making 3 more layers after her buildings and then more buildings just in case she get pushed.
She also made an economy wall, while Beere, I zoom in to make just a wall here behind his base. It should be enough on Orinoco, because it's not such a big map.
Or maybe he's not done walling, we will see. So you're not allowed to river lane in your tourney, I guess.
Okay, the problem on river laming is, when is it river laming? River laming would be when she would, for example, put here mortar and shoot here at the houses. But you can't make really a rule about river laming. I mean, it's your fault when you drop your factory here on the river and the other one come with a mortar and think, huh, it's in range of my mortar, so I can shoot it. You can't make a directly rule on this.
Well, there's
What is river laming and what is not
there's
river
no
laming?
ports, you know. But when you have a Portuguese mortar, it actually takes a lot of range, and it means that there's a lot of places where you can't build. Also, it's not just this. I mean, you can mortar the walls. I think that's the biggest problem. What if they can just bring a mortar on the other side of the water and start shooting at these walls here, for example, or then later the eco wall? What happens then?
It's not forbidden.
It's not forbidden.
It's not forbidden, no.
Okay.
It's up to you to take control of this part. It's really important in Orinoco that you always take control here and here on the sides, that the other one don't shoot your walls open.
Yeah, but you can't. Let's say there's a mortar here, next to these trees. Outer fringe of covering from blue, but still able to shoot at the walls. There is absolutely nothing blue can do to defend her walls.
Yeah, wall more.
Yeah, you make more walls, but
Yes.
they can go down again.
Yes, but it takes a lot of time, and in the case of this, with one mortar, it takes really long to shoot this down. It takes not 10 shots to shoot it down with the mortar. And also, like, you have pops then here, where your pop is missing here, and your opponent will be able to push them.
I guess. I'm not convinced, to be honest.
You're not an Ori player, this is your problem.
I'm not an Ori player, but you also complain if someone river lame you, I think.
Of course I complain, but I need to say, I'm really used to it, so river laming versus me will not work.
Okay, if you say so. I'm pretty sure 48 range mortars would do a lot of work by river laming there. But okay. But I agree, it's not easy to have a rule about it. Like the only rule you could say for river laming is that you're not allowed to have any mortar shooting over the water, like that you would see a mortar shell going over the water.
Yeah, but
But
look,
the problem
when you
is
have
that
here a
it
mortar
sucks.
and
Yeah, I
here,
know.
it's impossible.
I know it sucks. We need something special to have a limit, like a physical limit, you know, like a cliff or something in the water after which you can't shoot. But yeah, it's a bit awkward, of course.
So I like Beere that he was here a little bit more because he decided to play here more. This is a really good decision because then you play, of course, closer to the eco. So yeah, we have still 10 minutes to go. And we see that Beere is making already a lot of artillery. This is exactly what you need on Ori because of this small part what you have here. And I would like to say something in the chat about nerfing stuff, especially on EP, who is every tip nerf, but not Brits because of someone. I'll be right back.
Okay, so that's when I'm actually alone and I can say whatever I want. So I will just say that SUP is much better than Treaty. That's all I have to say. Oh, there's actually some towers shooting already. Come on. They build so close to each other. Actually, one horse archery is dead. Like, yeah, you need to pull back a bit before 45. Like, technically, they just both broke the rule, I guess, by shooting at each other's cannons, but one horse archery died because they were too close to each other.
Yeah, this you need always to take care. Even on the standard Orinoco.
Yeah.
You need to take care where you have your units.
Because one tower was shooting at the unit. And then the cannonball triggers the cannons, you know, of Queen of War. So then her cannons start to go in shooting mode and she didn't see. And then they shoot and the other cannons shoot also, and you know.
Yeah, you need to be
funny.
careful this.
Yeah. So, let's see the latest shipments maybe.
The latest
I
shipment.
think there's just a whole on shipment for Queen of War.
Yeah, and also fencing school, and she trade.
Why does she keep sending her musketeers forward? Again, that's gonna get shot by the tower. Even the wall already lost 1k HP by the cannonballs, you know? I'm sorry, I cut you.
Yeah, no problem, but this is a problem that she's not used to playing Orinoco, that you are able to making towers so close to the other side. Also, Barry needs to take care that he don't cross here, because I'm pretty sure that he would get shot.
Yeah, but he's so far he didn't get shot even one time, I think. Well, there is no low HP unit there, so I guess yeah he didn't get shot, or maybe one time by the cannons. Oh, there we go now. Let the fight begin. No rush 40 seconds. Yeah, this is getting a bit out of control now.
Yeah.
They need to just stay back. It's also not like Norwich 40. It doesn't matter if you know, in Norwich 40 you want at precisely 40 to have all your units at the half map ready to shoot, but I think on Orinoco, when you anyway have some layers of walls and buildings on both sides, I think it doesn't matter so much. The problem is that they lost some units of overpop, I think. Like he got some Hackapels and maybe Mayas, but these are maybe the normal Mayas got shot. It's a bit sad when you lose your overpop.
Yeah, it's definitely not what you want to lose your overpop.
At this point, actually, it doesn't matter what unit you lose. When you're overpopped anyway, you can't afford to lose any unit because you can't make them again. Oh, there we have the Grenadiers from the Church Guard coming in for Queen of War. I actually like Grenadiers in Orinoco. I guess they can siege walls, you know. They have a lot of siege. Even if they're not Imperial, they're only like Royal Guard. I guess they still can siege walls and tank some shots. So that sounds fine. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, boss needs to make this typical screenshot.
113 siege attack for this Grenadier, so they can definitely siege walls. I think 2 or 3 volleys are enough to bring a wall down, even and upgrade it with 27 Grenadiers.
Yes.
Makes it like 3k damage, siege damage. So
Yes.
3 volleys and then the walls are down. So it's actually an interesting thing to consider. They also have a lot of range for their siege attack. Instead of the standard 6, they have 12. So
Are you
I
ready?
guess you could even snipe some buildings from over the walls, kind of a small mortar.
Yes.
Because they anyway kind of suck in fights, so I would really like her to siege the walls with some Grenadiers. Would actually go down very fast. It's really funny to see. What do you think about these sieging walls with Grenadiers from overpop?
Yeah, this is really good. Can you keep casting?
Okay. Yeah, okay, so Queen needs to deal a bit with... Yeah, but can you move and I can... Or give me the mouse at least? So I don't have to move so much, but... Yeah, okay, so she needs to deal with some Tony stuff now. It's 45, so the fight begins. Let the mortars shoot. And we actually have some units sieging the walls there. Well, that's mostly a lot of cannon shooting at the start of Orinoco anyway. The first layer goes down for both players, basically. And I really like these Canadians. Well, they were sieging, now they're not sieging anymore. Well, yeah, it's just a lot of stuff going on. But soon the overbuff will be dead, and then they will make a more normal amount of units, and I will be able to tell you guys a bit more about what's going on. Check military units, I guess. 5 kills for Queen of War and 6 kills for Vera, but they are not really shooting that up so far. And I think, again, Queen of War lost more coverings than Vera. I think her curve control is... I think Vera 10 got a better curve control than Queen of War in the series. Oh, some Lancers in the skirms, and there's more Lancers on the way. Maybe too many Lancers, actually. But, well, this is a very fast push for Vera 10. I guess you would expect more wars at start for Queen of War against Spain, because Spain is famous to be a very aggressive team. They have 100 pop of units and a pretty weak eco, but they have the missionaries, which give up to, I don't know how many seasons really patch, but on RE I think it's 65% attack boost. I think it's around the same on 3D patch, it's around 50 or 60%. Boost. So you can see, for example, the arrows have actually not so much attack because they arrow the arrows. Lancers, for example, got Horse actually is a good example. 356 attack is just solid with his engine. Even the skills 52 attack instead of the regular 30. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Oh yeah, maybe they can't even hear when I was talking, this sucks.
Yeah, so, wow, she lost all her front base already, and oh wow, these idle coverings here, but she's bringing them now.
Yeah, this looks pretty good for Vera 10 so far. But at the same time it's kind of normal because it's Spain and he's able to push. But yeah, we will see.
So, and I need to say, after this game you guys should definitely stay tuned, because we have directly, like in half an hour it should start, another cast, a triple cast actually. It's CHAMELEON with Feuerteufel and Floco, triple casting, Gignot and Black Sword. It was a bit chaotic with the casting, and yeah, so we have no other choice than a triple cast. It would be pretty funny cast, I believe in this.
Triple cast, okay. So now Spain needs to push a little bit more. I think he's bringing his mortars now, and these guys have a lot of attack because of unction. They're gonna siege down the walls pretty fast. How? One kill of Spain didn't die even in 2 kills shots, I don't know why. But yeah, anyway. Queen of War did a good job at cleaning up the red artillery there. With the 2 coverings. And I honestly don't know so much what to say at the moment.
Yeah, it's just like a queen has problems because she cannot making wards everywhere because her units are inside of the wards, so she's not able. They're blocking.
Making gates, you mean, yeah.
Yeah, they are blocking, and Bear is going to push, but he needs to bring some villages to make definitely a front base. His units have so much walking time actually. But oh wow, yeah, he's walling up and send some lancers here. Oh nice, these martyrs here, they are killing this try to make a new front base, and she try now, she see, oh, there's going a wall up, so I need to wall as well. Looks actually pretty good for Bear 10. Or what do you think?
Yeah, the scores are already kind of close, and I think right now he's gonna get a very good trade with his lancers. The skirms are a bit out of position, and well, she's trying to pull them back, but they're still in the open a bit. So if she doesn't react soon, the lancers are going to completely swallow this mass of skirms.
Yeah, she needs to make Mayas. She really needs to make Mayas.
Oh yeah, she don't make nats, actually, right.
to deal with all this stuff. And this is what I was going to say. Bere, he is an Orinoco player, and this we are seeing. Spain is just so good on Ori, because when you have opened the walls, you just send lancers. But he needs to bring his monks more forward. And yeah, this looks getting out of control for Queen.
Yeah, she has one layer left, basically, behind her main front base. So right now she's going to probably lose the front base, and she still has some buildings behind only one layer of walls. And after this, it's gonna be slowly a push to her eco. So I hope she will now start making more walls behind, because it could very fast get out of control. Like, you could imagine now that the next wall goes down, that she loses her front base, and that red just randomly runs, like, I don't know, a bunch of lancers and starts sieging the eco walls of Queen of War, you know. Even now, to be honest, the river laming we were talking about, imagine if red just was bringing one mortar on the left, on the other side, and just start shooting at these walls just to push in this way.
And do you see this wall? This is so smart. She's not able to flank, and yeah, he needs to bring more villagers to make a bigger front base. And also, he should delete his towers and towering up and making maybe here a wall or something. Oh, these cool ruins, they're running forward and directly inside of the gendarmes. But we see that Bear, he's struggling a bit to holding Pop. But still, he's pushing so front. This is actually really good for him.
Yeah. This looks like a pretty one-sided game, to be honest. Her score is already gonna catch up with Spain, and you usually don't want to be down in score to Spain. You want to let them drain all their resources, like just hold the push and yeah, just get them to drain their resources. If you drain yourself, there's no way you can win with less resources and worse units, because Spain units are just much better than yours. So
I want to go in and what someone said in the chat. Yeah, it's really not so easy to cast an Orinoco game. There's not so much going on. Like on Andes, you have on more sides something happening, and here you really don't have so much happening because you have just a cross where the people are fighting, and it's really not so easy to cast and to bring some interesting stuff inside of the casting.
yeah, it's definitely not the most interesting thing to cast. And this is there's much more action. Also, the slow training always makes it a little more boring because there's less units coming in and a bit less action.
Yeah, Bear needs to make more pop. He definitely needs to keep his pop full. When he wants to push more with his mortars, he needs to keep his pop.
Yeah, because Queen is actually kind of pushing back there, not really, but a little bit. But Bear is making new buildings over half map now. He officially is crossing half map with his buildings and just getting this map control. And now that's when I want to click on the dogs. You see how upgraded they are. They have the Arsenal upgrade, the 20% from the Maya, and the 15% attack from the card. They have 57 attack with Unction. It's actually insane. It's just a lot. It's like 57 attack. It's more than the Lancers, or same like the Lancers. And they have 400 HP also, which is really not bad. I mean, for 85 food only, I think. 75? What? They're even cheaper on the patch or what?
What is cheaper?
The dogs are only 75 food on patch. They're 85 on RE.
Oh wow.
And they have 400 HP and 60 attack. I mean, pretty good unit, I think.
Yeah, you definitely need to have your Explorer as Spade in the back and to train dogs all the time. This is a pretty good thing to point out. Oh, I'm sorry. But Queen is having a small comeback. She's towering up. I really like this. This is a good decision when you get pushed so hard to making towers, because your opponent is going to push inside the towers, and this is not what you want to happen.
Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Need more mortars maybe for Spain. Oh well, there we go. It's actually maybe too many. I don't know.
Oh, and I forgot, let's see units, military units and units lost. It's interesting always on Orinoco to see how many cannons the players are losing.
Oh, you get less grenadiers on 3D patch, only 21 instead of 27. How
Yeah,
sad.
it's a bit nerfed over Pop from France.
Yeah, so Queen of War kind of lost the curve war, like she lost more curves, but at the same time she was able to snipe more mortars.
Look at this, he could go with his Mayas here between and burn down the TP. And maybe sneak in his Explorer, to be honest, and build the TP and get more stuff out.
Yeah. These cavalries are very forward for Queen of War. They should probably be behind this massive unit. They can go through the door, but right now she's not controlling them and they just die. That's awkward. Well, to be fair, they were not so useful right now because there was no artillery from Spain, or only one horse artillery, but still painful to lose.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I needed to tap out because someone still needs to upload his Rex. Yeah, it seems like Queen is dropping more score than Beva. She was ahead in score.
Yeah. She was, because she was friends. I mean, she's friends in Spain, but the scores are kind of close still. I wouldn't call it game over. Like,
No.
I really don't know. I would say Spain has a good start there, but at the same time, it's kind of normal that Spain can push. And I guess Queen of War is actually not doing such a bad job at holding.
No, she's definitely not, but Bera is here on the other hand, coming here through the war.
Yeah, but she's patching this little hole there. At least trying to patch. I'm not sure if it's really close. I think it's close. I don't think any unit can go through this. And I think she cleaned up his few nats in her buildings, and now she closed the wall, so she's probably gonna be fine for the time being. Can you actually go a bit down the minimap just to... Oh, there are a couple nats left, but they're dropping.
Yeah, but still she needs to fix. And do you know, I really like on Spain is when now he would ship the Mayas and send them here and burn down the trading post.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if they are already sending infinite shipments. Yes, they are, but
For
Bear
Spain,
is
it's
fucking...
definitely because it's Spain and he needs less XP for his shipments. But apparently France is not yet shipping infinite shipments. Don't you think she made too many clears, maybe?
With the Spain, actually, yes. You don't want to make so many couriers. With the Spain, you should really go... it sounds a bit weird, but you should go Skirmgun.
Yeah, I would go Boom.
Skirmgun is really good with the Spain, and maybe if he makes a lot
Some
of
musketeers.
if you make a lot of lancers, you go for some musketeers, but not too many, and you don't make so many careers because with the rods and also the Mayas inside, they don't live so long.
Yeah, and they don't even do the greatest job against Lancers just because Lancers have unction and they're actually a good cav at this point.
Queen is taking care all the time to warning again and again, but she have here an idle musketeer. Vera actually have no idle units.
Wait, check
Oh!
on
An
Oh,
idle
yeah.
cavalry.
And there's an idol something there. It's a native scout or what?
It's a settler.
Are you sure?
A villager, yeah, I clicked on it.
No, here. It's a native scout in stealth mode next to the artillery foundry.
Oh. I
Well,
didn't
it
see.
doesn't matter, to be honest.
Yeah, but it would help Vera to bring his idle cavalry in.
Well, to be honest, imagine if you would just sneak this very slowly, this stealth mode native scout through this gap and just bring it behind the walls and start scouting around with the stealth mode. Maybe it can help, I don't know. What is going out of there? Where are these units coming from? On top? On top?
Oh, it's a Hurons.
And a batch of queers. I'm not sure why they come from there.
I'm pretty sure the rally point was on the TC.
Yeah, there's more queers there in the mill. In the blue eco. There's 2 queers.
Am I blind?
Yes, you are. Now
Oh,
there's
yeah.
5 queers. So I think it was 2 queer shipments and 1 Huron shipment that was in her base for a pretty long time. And finally she decided to bring everything because she realized it. It's a common mistake. Sometimes you set your rally point on a tower because it's the best to ship your units very forward in a tower instead of working from a base. And then unfortunately your tower gets mortared and the rally point is reset to your town center in the back, and then your units actually pop in your base and they stay idle there. That's very sad. It happens a lot. That's why sometimes I like to set the rally point actually to a town center, a forward town center, like this town center here from blue. I think it would be nice to ship units because it's less risky than a tower. Even if you have a little bit more walking time, I think this TC would be a good rally point. Because in a game like Orinoco where there's a lot of mortars, you're gonna lose your towers really fast, and then you will again ship your units in your base. Look, there's again more units coming, by the way, from the top. 2 infinite queer shipments, 2 times 3.
Yeah, we can see with the score this was really hurtful that you have so many idle units.
Yeah, now Spain is ahead in score, slightly.
And also, did you see he's making all the time the medicine man from the native embassy?
Do they actually heal anything? I think they don't do anything right
They
now.
heal when your units are idle.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be idle.
You see, they heal when they are idle units.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's face it, he got 10 missionaries to heal. Does he really need to make this medicine man?
Well, it's a nice boost still.
I mean, most of the times there is no idol you need to heal, and if there is any, the missionaries will heal it. They will take care of it. So I don't think it's even interesting to make them. Maybe for France, because they don't have missionaries, they could make these healers, but that's it.
Beren needs to hold his pop, but Queen of War, she's getting less and less in score. She's dropping more and more score.
Yes, and soon the point will come where Queen of War will need to switch to coin, and that's going to be painful because France has such a great eco and food. They have a very good food gathering, and the coin gathering is not as good, I guess. And yeah, it's just kind of a split. Like, right now she got all her fields on food, so basically she got a lot more eco because she relies on the food trade to coin to have her coin supply. But when she needs to mine gold, to go on plantation, it's gonna be a bit painful.
But there's a little bit of micro problems. Here on top there was some lancers and he didn't bring his missionaries. in in range, yeah, of the lancers.
But no, the Roderos had a really good spot on top of the queers and they cleaned up a lot of queers.
Yeah, and now there's coming the infinite shipment from Spain. This is so good, these Mayas. They do just so much damage.
I think they mostly tank. They have 500 HP, but they have only 23 attack, even with Unction, which is really bad.
Oh well, they do a lot of damage. Like for example, he could have just siege down the
To
tower.
siege, yeah, they have a ton of siege, but hand attack is really bad.
They have 119 siege.
Yeah, but I was talking
The
about
hand attack is super bad.
the siege is really good, yeah. With Unction, it's probably 150 when they are in range of 10 missionaries or something.
And now Queen is 150 score behind. This is not what you want with Spain.
Yeah, it's looking very bad for her. And Bearer finally brought his missionaries a bit more forward, that they can affect all the units on the field.
Yeah, this is super nice. Queen needs more goons versus all this mess of lancers.
Yes, at least less skirms. Basically any other unit will do a better job against lancers.
Yeah, this is for sure.
Because to be honest, yeah, Shirin is good because even this Mayas, they just die to the lancers. I mean, can you show the stats of the lancer? They have 68 times 4 against infantry, which is 250 attack roughly. So they kill Mayas in anyway 2 or 3 hits, you know. So they're not even really anti-cav at this point. So you really want some goons, I think, against these guys. Because these lancers are just so strong.
And also, they're nerfed.
A little bit, yeah.
But yeah, Queen is dropping more and more score than Bearer. And she was at the start of the fight. She was ahead in score.
Yeah, of course. I think it's normal in this matchup with the trade. Spain don't have a trade, do they?
No, Spain don't have a trade. Queen of War is getting low on coin. She's switching to coin, but I'm not sure if this will be enough. She switched a lot. I'm not sure how many villagers.
41 villagers. It's I think it's enough. It's more than half her eco. And I would say also that the factories, I think, are on not on wood anymore.
Yeah, but really he needs to switch his factories. He has too much wood.
Can you check the factories of Queen of War? I think they're on coin.
Yeah, she make now the upgrade for coin and she switched them to coin.
Yeah, so I think she will be fine. 53 was on coin now and both factories on coin. At least there's one thing going for Queen of War is that Bearer 10 got too much wood. This is wood that he's probably not going to be able to spend so easily, and he's still got 8 vills on wood and maybe his factories as well. And that's just too much wood, and he might run out of resources somehow, run out of food and coin because he got too much wood, I don't know.
Yes.
This is the only good thing right now for Queen of War, resources wise, I guess. Like if you look at the score, she is 200 score behind, but actually 170 score is the 70k wood of Bearer 10 that is pretty much useless. I got the feeling that she's shipping infinite stuff in her base, or then she forgot to ship it. Oh, okay. I didn't see an infinite shipment coming in since quite some time.
Yeah, she's getting more and more pushed now. She's running out of wood as well.
I think it's smart that she goes back a little bit, forcing the missionaries to come a bit more forward maybe, and under the towers and the military buildings. The problem is that she's gonna get mortared. But she doesn't have a choice anyway, she had to go back. These mortars kill a military building in 2 hits because of unction. It's just so... it's insane. I'm just looking at the mortars now. They just snipe the buildings one by one very fast. It's insane. They just do such an insane job. You need only 2 mortars really, and they just one shoot the buildings. It's just so fast.
Yeah.
But finally, Queen of War is gonna snipe them with her coverings, and there's a CDB up there, so maybe she's gonna make more buildings. Hopefully. Or is he trying to build a wall? I'm not quite sure. These lancers are gonna hurt, I can tell you. It's almost only infantry there. They're probably gonna clean everything up more or less. Especially because the musketeers are walking for some reason instead of staying in the fight. And I think this... Oh, is he gonna try to run? I think it would have been more interesting to just then move the lancers on top of the coverings and the infantry. And he's going back actually. I'm not sure what this move was.
And what's first thinking that he wants to get these couriers, but to be honest, it's pretty good because now he can move forward and he should bring villagers. He have here missionary idle and still this courier is idle here in the base.
That's actually painful, yeah. But it's not gonna matter so much. He's still winning. But well, yeah, I don't know. These lancers were a bit awkward. Could have done much more damage, I think. The House Artillery even kills queers. They have so much attack with the missionaries. It's insane.
This is really so good. On these roads, they will clean up this gender. This is a try from Queen to come more forward. But they are actually, really, he needs to switch his factories. They are on coin and one on wood, but he's still chopping so much wood because usually on Ori you don't have so much wood.
Yeah. Soon Queen of War is going to be very much out of resources. And even if Beratan is still floating a useless 16k wood, I think he will be out of resources after Queen of War. So he will have a window where he will still be full pop with some resources banked, and Queen of War will be not able to keep her pop space, and he will be able to destroy her front base definitely, and she will have to go back to get some more resources in.
It seems like Queen already resigned in her brain that it's over. She walked all her units inside of the Spain needed composition. There's so many rods inside, and also the Mayas are just so strong, and with the House Artilleries in the back.
Yeah, you really don't want to do that. She wants to just stay behind this wall, or at least under the gate in some kind of choke. Like, her positioning now is actually fine. This is much better in the walls. She still needs to find a way to deal with his scum, so...
This is the problem, she's out of food.
Yeah, there we go.
And now Bera just... He had in time, like a really good timing now, this shipment, the Mayas, and he just can go and siege the walls down here and everywhere because we have just no units out in the field.
Yep.
Seems like my betting was not so useless. There we have the GG. Well, yeah, GG. So this round goes to Vera. He will move on to round of 16. Well played by Queen of War. Yeah, it was really unexpected after this, let's say, bad game from Beere in game 1.
Yeah, the first game was very one-sided. Queen of War won very easily, but this is a nice comeback from Beere 10 now, who is able to win 2-1 in fact. Probably just not a very Andes friendly player, and he might just enjoy more Orinoco and Deccan. I would like to say that we have a perfect timing actually, because the next game should start right now. I think it's 15 GMT, and this is exactly when the next game is gonna start, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, I will put the overlay and we'll give the stream over to Floco, who is going for a triple cast with Charlemagne alias Tanner and Feuerteufel. Let me find the overlay.
See you soon, guys.